Welcome, dear all lovers of the Dhamma. To gather in the light of the Dhamma, what a quiet joy that is, isn't it? Perhaps you are now sitting silently in the corner of a temple hall, or resting on a cushion in the quiet of your own room, or maybe sneakily listening through your earphones at work. But don't worry, your boss might just be caught in their own karma at this very moment. But the point is, you are here, and that means the wheel is turning. The Dhamma wheel is spinning. And today, we'll look at one of its most subtle and profound spokes, kamma. But don't be afraid. I'm not here to turn this into some kind of spiritual thriller. We're going to see it just as the Buddha side, not as a cosmic punishment machine, but as a natural law, like gravity, only gentler, slower, and far more personal, as if it has known you since the day you were born. Kamma is not a punishment. It is a pattern. Tell me honestly, has this ever happened to you? You make the same mistake again, and you mutter to yourself, "Oh no, not again." It starts to feel like your life was scripted by someone else, and you're merely the actor stumbling through it. You might even whisper to yourself, "I didn't choose this life." But who knows? Maybe 1,000 years ago, you were a South Indian goat trader who signed the wrong contract because you lost your glasses. Listen, kamma isn't some heavenly accountant sitting in the clouds with a ledger. It's also not fate whispering, "In 1432, you hurt your mother-in-law, so in this life you'll have knee pain." No, my friend, no. Kamma means motion. Kamma means habit. It's like a snowball rolling down a mountain. It just keeps going until someone stops, sees it, and says, "Okay, time to roll in a different direction." The Buddha was not a judge. He was a doctor of the mind. He didn't come to blame you. He came holding a torch, saying, "You are not lost. You are only asleep. The door has always been open." So yes, maybe you got angry again. Maybe you skipped your work again. Maybe you broke your resolution and ate that biscuit again. Behind every one of these actions is the same thing: habit. That is kamma. What you are now is the result of what you have done. What you will become is being shaped by what you do now. So you see, kamma isn't some divine punishment. It's the fair and unfolding continuity of causes and effects. If you plant seeds of kindness, patience, and honesty, you will one day harvest the same. But the strange part is, sometimes we taste fruits that were planted lifetimes ago. Today, neuroscience tells us, the more you do something, the deeper the path it forms in your brain. 2,500 years ago, the Buddha said, "Volition shapes formations. Chaitana creates sankhara." Let me tell you a real story about Aaron from Vancouver. He grew up in a rough environment. Love wasn't given, only success was rewarded. Emotions, they were forbidden. So when Aaron became an adult, every time he felt pain or fear, it came out as anger. It wasn't that Aaron was a bad person. He was caught in an unconscious cycle of kamma. That habit wasn't made today. It was an old program running silently. But through meditation, Aaron started to see the anger, not to suppress it, just to see it. And slowly, that tightly wound ball began to loosen gently. That's kamma, a pattern. And patterns, dear ones, can be changed. Now, let's take a deeper dive. Here's a question that may sound absurd on the surface. If there is no self, then who does the kamma, and who experiences its results? The Buddha once smiled and answered, "There is action, there is a result, but the doer is not to be found. Strange. Yes, but also freeing. It's like one candle lighting another. The flame transfers, the light continues, but nothing moves. In the same way, consciousness flows. There's no solid I at the center, just a river of awareness. We think we are the authors, but maybe we're just the paper on which the story is written.
The story changes, the characters shift, but the paper remains. And kamma, just the ink. Now, what burns the web of kamma? Awareness. So what to do with all this knowledge? It's not complicated, but it is deep. The Buddha gave us a powerful gift, sati, mindful awareness, not reacting, just witnessing, with compassion, without judgment. When the spider of our mind starts weaving the old web again, sati notices it. It doesn't fight, it just shines light. Let me tell you about Amina, a real woman. She was a refugee from a war-torn land. In a Buddhist center in Norway, she learned to sit with her trauma, not run from it. She didn't push it away. She saw it with clear eyes. And slowly, that reactive suffering began to settle, like mud in clear water. This awareness itself becomes an inner fire, one that burns through the karmic web. Let's destroy one myth right now. Liberation is not escape from kamma. It's not floating in the clouds saying, I'm spiritual now. Liberation is understanding kamma so clearly that it no longer binds you. The Buddha didn't erase kamma. He understood it so completely that it dissolved upon its own. The mind becomes like an open sky where nothing sticks. Can you change your destiny? Yes, but not by writing a new story, by realizing there never was a story, only conscious presence. And in that seeing, you are free. Life is not a punishment. It is a classroom. Kamma is not a chain. It is a teacher. So let's pause today. Let's take a breath. Let's plant some wholesome seeds. Not to be perfect, but to be present. Because when the mind becomes clear, even the heaviest kamma becomes just a passing cloud. Just as the rain falls on both the righteous and the wicked, let your heart remain open to all beings. And yes, if you're thinking of buying a new Buddha statue, please avoid the one with blinking neon lights. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.